Blame it on Melissa.
I know, right, yeah, right, you gotta talk to him,
All
yeah.
right, I'd like to welcome everyone to April 16th, 2020 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my right is our Vice President, Gary Merrill, and the Administrator, Mike Fromer, our County Administrator. And to my left is our fellow Commissioner, Barb Lewis. And Jennifer or Sarah? Sarah's DeNova is going to be the clerk today, so we can begin.
Resolution number 20-340, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held April 9th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-340. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-341, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants and batch number CMA PR 0415, and memo transfers and batch numbers MTA 0415.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-341. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-342, in the matter of accepting and approving the Delaware County Sheriff's Office Transport Report for the month of March 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-342. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-343, in the matter of the Board of County Commissioners declaring the week of April 19th National Crime Victims Week in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning. I have a couple words to say, if that's okay.
Please, please.
Well, I wanted to thank you first for this opportunity to come before you and talk about National Crime Victims' Rights Week. And as you know, we prepared a resolution for you to approve, which I think you did. Thank you.
It's right here, signed by all three of us.
Yes, it's so important to us. As you know, a few years ago, the voters in the state of Ohio approved overwhelmingly to make a constitutional amendment recognizing victims' rights, which include the right to be heard, the right to be notified of court proceedings. And that constitutional amendment definitely went a long way in recognizing victim rights, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And that's why awareness campaigns such as this and taking the opportunity to declare that week, National Crime Victim Rights Week, is so important because it continues to put victims' rights as the focus and at the forefront of our justice system. And it helps us all to remember and ensure that we are recognizing that they don't have to suffer in silence. And I also wanted to take this moment to, I'm joined with Trish Wright, who you all know is our Victim Services Unit Director. She's been with our office for more than 10 years, and I want to take this opportunity to thank her for her leadership. Last year, our Victim Services Unit, which has 3 advocates, served almost 1,000 victims and helped them walk through the criminal justice system here in Delaware County. And our counterparts in municipal court, who are employees of the Sheriff's Office, they see hundreds of victims a month and close to thousands of victims a year as well. So I think that while we should recognize the victims' rights for next week, we should also recognize the work of all of our advocates, Trish Wright, Megan Powell, Alex Shore, I always say her last name wrong, Valerie Hooper, and Meg Dillman, and thank them for their efforts in leading our victims through the criminal justice process. Thank you.
Gosh, I'd just like to thank our county prosecutor for coming over today, and Trish, if you'd like to say anything too, please feel free.
You want to say anything?
Okay.
It's not mandatory, you don't have to.
Those are high numbers, though,
Yeah, yeah.
most regrettably, gosh.
These are the people that are oftentimes forgotten in the legal process, and they are the victims. They're the ones that have been harmed. So it's good that we pause and recognize the group who would help them, as well as obviously the victims. It's been interesting through this COVID situation how it's been a challenge to keep the victims aware of the court proceedings with so many of the courts really closed to the public. And so I know they're working through that, as I'm sure your office is, to make sure they still get their opportunity to be aware of things.
Yeah, our partners in the courts have been absolutely outstanding throughout this process to ensure that the victims, excuse me, have the access that they need to be able to attend whatever hearings that they want to attend. And so that is just phenomenal that they've been able to do that. I know that other courts around the state haven't been as accommodating towards victims, so we thank them for that.
Yeah, I think the victim really gets treated unfairly twice when the issue occurs, and if the system doesn't allow them an opportunity to participate in the process, and that's the second time they get victimized. So I think this is great. And of course, right now in the environment we're in with the virus, something I heard yesterday, they're releasing people, and one of them went out and robbed a bank the next day.
Yeah.
So this is really a nationwide, it should be an emphasis nationally, but I'm glad we in Delaware County are doing the right thing.
We did receive the list, and there's only 2 people from Delaware County being released early.
Oh, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Okay? Well,
Stay safe.
Well, thank
Item-
you so much.
We do have the resolution here. I don't think we probably ought to get a picture since that would involve violating the social distance, but I will leave that for you. And,
Vote on that as well.
I'm sorry, what?
You need to vote on that.
Yes, we do need to vote. I just wanted to ask you, too, it's been about a year now since you've been in office. Quite a year, I'm sure.
It has been. I keep texting Carol. I'm like, you didn't tell me about this.
This.
You didn't tell me about COVID-19
Right,
preparedness, and so it has been quite a year. But I truly am so blessed to have the staff that I do and the partnerships that we have in the community and the county. And honestly, I think that's why we are doing as well as we can in this uncertain time. And I'm very thankful and blessed.
Well, I'd just like to add, I've told most of this privately, I think we're fortunate to have you in this role, and I think you're a great addition to the county.
Yeah,
Thank
doing a
you.
great job. Keep it up. And
Thank you.
these are very challenging times for everybody. so.
Yes.
I read your column the other day, and I didn't realize you took office on your birthday.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Won't
What-
forget that day.
A
But yeah.
present? Gee. Yeah, but you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, please do.
Thank you, guys.
Jane may want to get a picture out in the lobby if you want to.
Yeah.
Typically, we do a group, but because
Yeah,
of the
we
6
do a
feet, you have to be a panorama.
Yeah, that's right. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-343. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Oh,
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Never voted on the
Resolution number
resolution.
20-344, in the matter of authorizing the
Better
use of
go
procurement
pay
card for
attention.
the Code Compliance Department.
So moved.
second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is with Fred Fowler's upcoming retirement. He was the holder of the procurement card for code compliance, and this will be switching it to Dwayne Matlack.
Vote on motion 20-344. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-345, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdivision agreement for Lewis Center Commercial Self-Storage Sanitary Sewer Main Extension.
So move.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. This development is for some commercial buildings that are located at the Lewis Center Commercial Self-Storage. And the sanitary sewer subdivision agreement is our standard form and recommended for your approval.
Where exactly is this, Mike? Do you know? I know it's in the center.
I would need to verify. I'm about 90% sure that it's across from the Kroger and the Panera that's on 23 there at Lewis Center Road. But I'll get that clarification for you.
Okay. All right, vote.
Vote on motion 20-345. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-346, in The matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Evans Farm Marketplace Townhomes West Sanitary Sewer Extension.
So
So,
moved.
second?
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. These plans are for the Evans Farm Marketplace, and there is 6 townhomes with multiple units within each, and they will be rental facilities.
Do you know what the timeline for building these is? Off the top of your head?
My understanding is that once they get the plans approved, they're going to proceed to construction.
So it should be fairly soon.
Yeah, everything I think right now
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
we probably need to get an update from them, but their, plans were in the process for approval.
Okay. All right, vote.
Vote on motion 20-346. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-347, in the matter of approving a services agreement with Azar Energy Group LLC for biosolids disposal services and hauling of biosolids for the regional sewer district.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. The agreement, currently Regional Sewer has two agreements to have to be able to deal with the biosolids disposal with Renergy and also taking it to a landfill. Renergy has notified the county that they will no longer be able to provide service to us, so Regional Sewer went out and have a contract with Quasar. The costs are similar. Renergy was having some issues with land application of their biosolids. It was in the media some time back, I think you guys were aware of.
Right,
So.
right.
Quasar is a biosolids.
Yeah, they're located down south of Columbus off of 71 in that area.
A little further drive, but
Yeah, it's a little further drive. The price was they were one of the original bidders again, when Renergy got the bid, so.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 20-347. Mr. Merrill?
aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-348, in the matter of approving a professional agreement for DEL-CR21-1.96 Africa Road Improvements, Part 2, with AE Group Incorporated.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
Rob Riley had asked me to present these. This is for the second phase of the Africa Road improvements with AE Group, AE Prime Group, so.
This is from Big Walnut to Worthington Road, I think. As I read through the description.
That's correct.
Do you know, do you know the timeline on this one? Because that's an important project, too.
Yeah, this is just starting the design of
It
this.
won't be this year.
No, it will not be this
Going to be a
year.
little bit.
Yeah, that whole area around there is gradually being reworked, so it's good to see. Okay, vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-348. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-349, in the matter of awarding the bid for the 2020 pavement markings annual contract.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
The bids were opened by the engineer's office on March 31st for the annual contract, and they recommended the bid award to Aeromark Company and Griffin Pavement Striping.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 20-349. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-350, in the matter of accepting donations made to the Delaware County Emergency Medical Services Department.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Commissioners, the Mount Carmel Health System has donated 20 of the single-channel pumps and 4 triple channels. These would be used in the future as our clinical capabilities for critical care transporting occurs. These pumps are used for the controlled infusion of IV medication, so.
Okay. Thanks to Mount Carmel for the donations. Very, very generous. These are valuable equipment, and I'm sure they'll be very appreciated and used in the future. So great to see them. Really appreciate it. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 20-350. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Next, we have an Economic Development Business Assistance update from Director Lamb.
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. Commissioners, thank you very much for the time today to discuss with you several of the economic development activities that have been occurring over the last few weeks. As you know, with the stay-at-home order, many of our businesses are facing hard times. We've seen some of our larger corporations as well do layoffs, and many of our small business owners are struggling with how are they going to make the payments that they owe over the next few weeks. We have been looking at a multitude of ways to help them. One of them was launching a COVID-19 webpage that listed out a variety of information, including SBA, student loan, and other critical information, trying to get that to them quickly and easily so that they can go through those materials and see how those items might assist them over the coming days. We've also set up weekly calls with the chambers, business associations, school districts, and others in the county, again, trying to get information and coordinate activities so that we can be doing everything we can to assist businesses. Recently, we moved forward with the creation of an advisory team, a group of business individuals that can help us form ideas and thoughts. We are working on the exact structure of that. County Administrator Fromer and I have been talking with individuals who might be part of that group, and we would also plan on working with you to determine who should be part of that group in the final stage and how to engage other individuals as well who may not be a part of that group but are active in the community, understand the business world and the finance world, and can help provide guidance as entities in this community try to move forward and navigate the variety of programs that have come out. We've seen a lot of different programs released at the federal and state level, and some of them have clauses that can be difficult for businesses to adhere to over the long term. And before businesses choose to accept those programs or the financial assistance related to those items, we want to make sure they understand the obligations that they're taking on and the possible repercussions of those obligations 2 months, 6 months, a year from today. We have moved forward on several different key endeavors. One of those is a small business assistance program, and I'm here today to update you on that and to answer any questions that you may have regarding this program. We have repositioned funds within the department's budget, so this is not an increase to the department's budget, but a reallocation of funds that were going to go to other services to help small businesses. We have secured assistance from Taft, Maloney and Navati, Manos Martin, and Pregram, and Montrose Group to provide HR, legal, financial, and SBA assistance for our businesses. These entities have agreed to provide their services at a hourly rate that is significantly lower than what they normally charge. We have reallocated $30,000 to help with this. We are working with the business community to provide 2 to 3 hours of free services through these entities for each of the businesses that apply. We plan on going live with this program on Monday, and it will be available whether through the website or a portal for individuals to apply, be reviewed, and then be able to receive those services. We are hearing from our business community that the number one issue they're facing is trying to navigate both the new federal programs and what are the financial repercussions of those programs, but also legal issues such as deferred payments for lease structures or staffing issues and how to navigate some of the new policies for employees that have come out. And so we want to try to be ahead of that curve, doing everything we can to help make sure these businesses can return to work as quickly as possible once the governor has removed the stay-at-home order. Many of our businesses are essential, but many more are not under the governor's order, and so they are struggling to determine how they're going to handle the next 60 days, especially as they've seen their revenue decrease, but costs are still expected to come out of pocket. I'm happy to answer any questions regarding this program at this time.
Question I had for you, Bob, is how do you make the businesses aware of this? You know, working through chambers, the website, et cetera?
We're pushing on social media, website, press, but also working with the chambers. I spoke with some of the chambers in the city of Westerville, Powell, I believe, Sunbury, yesterday regarding this program. They were very excited about it. They definitely want to help push out that information. I would say both the Sunbury Chamber and the Westerville Chamber have been incredibly engaged on this, working with us very closely, and are very eager to share this information with their members. And both organizations have been very good about pushing out information. In fact, the Westerville Chamber is allowing their educational opportunities that have been conducted online and recorded to be made available to non-chamber members, in fact, throughout the county, just trying to help spread information and assistance as best we can.
Now, you did mention Delaware Chamber. I assume that they're also included.
I'm assuming Delaware Chamber is busy doing their activities.
Sean is always Sean, Economic Development Director for Delaware City, too. I know you speak often with.
Sean and I speak almost daily. They are doing a lot of good work out of Sean's office to help the businesses here in the city. He's aware of the program. In fact, we were speaking last week on trying to refine some of the details of it. We want to make sure that it's available to the companies in the city as well as businesses throughout the county.
Right.
Have you talked to the township trustees in general and the village administrators and so on, cities?
Spoken with some village administrators and township administrators as well, also some township trustees. When we do a full push, we plan on sending out to our full business contact list as well.
Oh,
Very
that's
good,
great.
very good. Yeah, I think this program is great because, again, these small businesses don't have the size to have experts on staff for HR, legal, financial, tax, et cetera. And so providing that in a transitional situation like this is enormously helpful, I'm sure. So I think it's great.
And many of the small businesses, the money they do have on hand is tied up in trying to secure needed materials or other items. So being able to outlay cash for these types of services is difficult. We believe this should be very helpful, especially based upon the comments we've heard from the business community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the law firms and Montrose Group for stepping up and again, agreeing to reduce their fees to help the businesses survive.
Yeah, and I would say those four entities were more than willing to do so. They viewed it as a way to help the community and were very eager to work with us to find a way to make the program work.
Great.
Yeah. So glad you're reaching out. Boy, I mean, you talk about a terrible time for businesses, small and large, and our small businesses, too, being such a backbone of commerce. And, I mean, it's just, you hear about employees being laid off from businesses, and I know some of the federal programs are trying to prevent that, but yet they are really overburdened, and the SBA, I think, is supposed to run out of money this Friday. And so, I mean, businesses are in dire need of all the help they can get now, so.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people hurting out there. The jobs numbers just came out this morning. I should say the initial jobless claims numbers just came out this morning. And over approximately the last 5 weeks, we've seen over 850,000 individuals apply for that initial claim. To put that in perspective, that's more than the last 2 years.
Gee.
Do you have any idea what Delaware County is of that number?
I apologize, I don't know that number off the top of my
You
head.
got to figure roughly 2%, so 15 to 20,000.
I want to say 21, but I can't guarantee that's the right.
Sure, I
For
understand.
clarification, 850 was the state of Ohio?
Correct, yes. 850,000 with
As compared to the federal
about
number.
21,000 in the state, but I can't guarantee that 21,000.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Good to see the program coming to fruition and moving forward.
There's one additional program. The materials were not available till yesterday, so I believe it's listed under other business. I'm happy to cover it now or wait based upon whatever is your preference.
I think we can do that now. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead with it now.
Resolution number 20-351, and the matter of designating economic development revolving loan funds as emergency housing assistance funds, specifically rent or utility payments assistance, and authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with the United Way of Delaware County to administer those funds to assist low to moderate income residents within Delaware County.
So moved.
Oh, I'll second this. Commissioner Lewis has a conflict.
I am on the board of United Way, so I am abstaining from this vote and any participation in it.
So, discussion.
I'm really excited about this program. As you know, we receive CDBG funds on a every other year basis. In 2018, we received CDBG dollars, and we've spent large amount of those dollars, but approximately 90,000 was remaining in that CDBG fund account. We had worked on several programs to try to use those CDBG dollars in specific ways, and at this time, we've not been able to move those dollars out based upon the variety of rules that govern CDBG funds. We went to ODSA just last week, and we asked them if we could have a change in the rule to govern CDBG funds so that we could take this approximately $90,000 and reallocate it to the United Way to help low to moderate income individuals who've been affected by COVID-19 by covering rent and utility costs. ODSA stepped up incredibly and worked with us to make that rule modification. So we are now able to reposition this $90,000. We are waiting on the official yes from ODSA, but we've received the preliminary and an email stating it's appropriate. We need this action today to move forward with them to sign that agreement, but we see no hurdles in getting it done at this time. This will allow us to take that money provided to the United Way, and the United Way will be able to use those dollars to help individuals in the community who have been affected by COVID-19. It's a very good use of the dollars under the idea of what the CDBG funds were originally created for, which was to help low to moderate income individuals.
United Way is aware of this, and they're prepared to manage the funds.
They are. We, in fact, had the agreement go back and forth yesterday, and we got confirmation they were good with the final agreement yesterday.
Yeah.
One comment I have is, I know the United Way has been trying to raise a considerable amount of money because of this issue, and this is certainly a creative way for the county to participate in that, and I think it's a good use of those dollars.
I would also say that we're already even hearing from other ED organizations and professionals in the CDBG who are contacting us to put this information out and to try to secure the same waivers as well for their communities.
Yeah, I think it's great. Your team identified that this funding existed and didn't have an immediate use, and boy, you couldn't think of a better way to provide targeted funding to those who really need it. And then partnering with United Way makes all the sense, because they have the administrative capacity and capabilities and expertise to administer it appropriately. Because this is tricky. You know, it's a very narrow definition and so on. So again, great that United Way stepped up, and great that you guys recognize that this could be put to that use, because it is really going to be valued by those who do receive it.
We really appreciate the work of United Way and the team over there. Rob Platt and Zach Dowley from my office really helped drive this one forward. So it was a really good effort all around on their parts to get this done, and quickly too.
Yeah. Well, it's great. Again, that we're responding. We're doing what we can in a very short time frame. Both the business consulting services and this CDBG reallocation, just two ways, and I know we're looking at a number of others that we can help the community recover and get through this. So, okay, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 20-351. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis has abstained.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Bob.
you, Bob.
While Bob's here, one of the areas I think was in your information was a small business committee to work on. We really haven't directed Mike to take the lead in forming that committee and doing that work, so I think at least formally we should do that, just so that everybody's aware that the commissioners are on board with that concept, and there'll be recommendations made in the future.
I think, right, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I believe Mike and then also Bob as our Economic Development Director, yeah.
And I think Mike, in his role as administrator, should chair that committee
Right,
and
should be
let
working
him
on it, yeah.
take
Yes,
it from there.
right, thank you.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are interested in helping. A lot of ideas being generated, so it's great. Like your leadership is really appreciated.
Yeah, the county's responsibility, obviously, we have a lot of areas of service, 911, EMS, you go through the sheriff's office, but to the degree that we can identify things that we can do as a county, once we've taken care of our base requirements, if we're able to do some things, and I think this committee can evaluate and hopefully make some suggestions or recommendations where the county can play a a role. So,
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we do want to do the hearing, I assume? Okay.
Resolution number 20-352, reconvening public hearing under Chapter 349 of the Revised Code on applications to add certain parcels of real property to the Concord Scioto Community Authority District and to amend the petition for establishment of the Concord Scioto Community Authority as a new community authority.
So move.
Second?
Discussion? This is a different resolution than the one in my book?
You have to reconvene the hearing, and then we're going to continue it.
So are we not opening the resolution you read doesn't match the resolution in my journal, I don't
We're
think.
on number 13. Is that what you're?
Yeah. Is that what you read?
Yes.
Okay, I missed it then.
So
So
then
that's
we-
what you're opening, you're reconvening the hearing. It's a
Then you
hearing we opened
suspend the
earlier.
No, we don't have this.
Okay.
We can just go right into the continuance.
After we vote on reconvening.
Okay,
then we'll-
okay, so we now vote to reconvene.
Correct.
Okay, got it. This is so complicated.
Call for the vote.
Vote on motion 20-352. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Okay, we have reconvened it.
Yes.
And now we're going to continue it. I think everybody is okay with continuing it. There's still some legal issues to resolve, so we will continue it. And if you could read the resolution to continue until May 21st, I think is the date.
Resolution number 20-353, in the matter of continuing the public hearing under Chapter 349 of the Revised Code on applications to add certain parcels of real property to the Concord Scioto Community Authority District and to amend the petition for establishment of the Concord Scioto Community Authority as a new community authority to Thursday, May 21st, 2020 at 9:45 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All right, we will vote to continue it to May 21st.
Vote on motion 20-353. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
And that brings us to administrative report.
Okay. Yep, our administrators vacated the... That was easy. All right, Commissioner Merrill.
I don't have a lot this morning. We basically are all dealing with the issue of the virus and how we come out of this. And so most of what I will mention, Commissioner Benton and I were involved in a call Tuesday with Congressman Balderson and a number of people, and I thought that call was productive. And then yesterday at 6 o'clock, I got a phone call about a town hall that I had no expectation to be involved in, but it was from 6 to 7, and a number of constituents throughout his district. And it was enlightening, and a couple of people I knew that called in with questions, and so I enjoyed that as well. And I commend our congressman for reaching out and doing that kind of reach out to the community, and everyone seemed very appreciative. Just for the record, the event we were going to have in early May regarding John Peterson, obviously under the current environment, that's not going to be appropriate. So there is no date, July, August, somewhere in that time frame. Once this is behind us, a date will be established. So just FYI, so we're all on the same page. And we do need to get through this. We got to balance being conservative versus being proactive in getting through this. I hope the state works closely with our federal government in getting us down the road in a fairly, let's say, efficient manner. I don't want to be too political there, but the business community needs to get back up and running as soon as possible, and hopefully we'll all have that in mind and balance that economic health with the physical health. And with that, I have nothing else to say.
I participated on a telephone call with our Delaware County Housing Coalition Executive Committee on Zoom, and there may be an opportunity that we can kind of take a look and I mentioned a website that explained what Franklin County is doing regarding affordable housing, and they're doing it through the Columbus Foundation. But Delaware County had already reached out, Delaware County Foundation had already reached out, and there may be an opportunity to do some fundraising regarding helping people with affordable housing through our Housing Coalition and the Delaware Foundation. But we're just beginning that research now, so we'll see where that leads. And Delmar, I believe, is also opening up some housing that they have already built for very low-income people. And that's so important that people who don't have the resources right now have a place to stay. So Deanna Brandt, who's director of Delaware Morrow Mental Health. Yeah, recovery and mental health was reporting on that. So we had a good meeting, even though it was on Zoom. It worked. So moving along, and we scheduled our next meeting for May 20th. So, and that's it.
Really just a couple of things continuing on that, the coronavirus topics. Tomorrow, I'm going to sign up to participate in a call with State Auditor Keith Faber. And the number one question I'm going to ask the auditor is, when can we get local sales tax information? I keep asking, I've asked the governor personally and said he'd research it. I've asked a number of other people. And again, the state was down 8.3%, but we don't know how much Delaware County was down with us.
I got a feeling it's going to be more than 8%, so
And that's the month of March, which, again, we just don't know.
we don't know that.
So we'll see. Hopefully, Auditor Faber will be able to.
Someone just asked me that question yesterday, and I had to just tell them, we just got the state.
And when we say down
figures.
8, we're talking March.
Right, right.
It's
Yeah,
not a
that's
full
just
month. So
March.
just so, for
Could be
those who
a
are
lot
listening,
worse.
they don't interpret that it's
That's
only
right.
8%,
Right.
because
Yeah,
April's going to be much worse.
That is
Yeah,
March. It's
yeah.
2-month delay, which,
Yeah.
not
it's-
good.
Yeah, the state gets their information. They've got to have it by county. How can we get our hands on it so we can understand, better what we can do going forward to manage ourselves through this. So anyway, I'm going to participate in that, and hopefully Auditor Faber will be able to track down that information, get it to us. I know a number of other counties have now expressed an interest in it. We've never been in this situation before. We don't know, and it's our number one revenue source. I've been participating in others. Morpsey Health District has a weekly call. They do a nice job. CCAO, NACO, the governor's daily briefings are informative. One other thing I want to mention on economic development that they are doing is they've got a survey out now that they're asking local businesses to complete. So I would encourage our business community to participate in that. It really helps them understand what's the most important things we can do to help the business community through this. So I would ask the businesses to participate in that survey as well. They can get to that on the Economic Development website. Next week, we have the Land Bank meeting, which is Wednesday.
It'll be a
Since we're doing it Monday morning, it's going to be teleconference. So is the Records Commission meeting next Wednesday, which is going to be done remotely as well. So we're keeping some things going that need to keep going. And that's all I got.
Commissioner, I just add to that, we're all on a lot of conference calls right now, but as you reminded me of, today I have a 1:30 or 1 o'clock with the policy committee for CCAO. At 3:30, we have the now once a week virus call. And then next Tuesday, I believe it is, the Central Region. I try to sit in on those because I'm kind of curious now how the Central Region's reacting to this. So I'm going to make a point, the Central Region of the United States. I'm kind of curious how they are reacting to this. I'm going to try to make a point to sit in on that conference call. I think it's next Tuesday.
Conference calls are informative. In the beginning, in the early stages of this, they were more informative. Today, they've kind of developed into a routine.
Some are overlapping.
And some overlap, yeah. But nevertheless, they're all working very hard and trying to communicate, which is very important. So we have need for executive session for just one topic, I think.
Correct. Resolution number 20-354, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-354. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye. All right, we're in executive session. Across the hall.
Resolution number 20-355, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-355. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Britton?
Aye. All right, so we're out of executive session, and with no further business, we will adjourn.